WBCB presents Pro Wrestling Weekly.
Enough is enough, and it's time for a change!
I can't believe I'm putting my voice to this.
Call in with a question or comment at 215-949-3232 or 888-922-2149.
Thank you for your irrelevant opinion.
And now, here's your host of Pro Wrestling Weekly, Fearon Derry.
The first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say. I'm a broadcast journalist. I have a right to my opinion.
Oh, son of a...
I am the best on this microphone, in that ring, even at commentary.
There's the sound of the bell, and we are set to go. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry here with you alongside Nick Cataldi.
Hey.
Pushing the buttons, turning the dials. No Lucas the Intern this week. At least not as of right now. This is, I guess, a bit of a surprise.
He's going to make a grand entrance.
Oh, is that what he's going to do?
Well,
he's going to go a grand entrance?
Yeah, just sort of like the wrestling guys do. And,
Oh, of course. Yeah, all of a sudden his music will hit out of nowhere, and he'll just come storming up the stairs and into the BCB studios.
Here I am.
Exactly.
Anyway.
Give him that one intro a few weeks ago, and just all of a sudden get into his head.
Superstardom,
Yeah, exactly. Superstar status, something like that.
Something like that.
All right, ton of stuff to talk about this week. A WWE publicity stunt go wrong. We're going to get into that. Yeah.
No.
Oh, you'll love this one, Nick. Oh goodness. Just a complete ratings ploy. We'll talk about that. CM Punk getting his lawyers involved with WWE. A highly touted NXT talent breaking his leg. We'll give you that injury update. Some TNA-themed online gambling coming soon. I got that story for you. Stock update. Some more fun stuff with George's Cards and Collectibles. That's right. After the show last week, Lucas and I went over to George's and had the chance to meet Eric Bischoff. And really nice guy. I think even Lucas was a little soured at first, just I guess knowing the past reputation of Eric Bischoff, and I guess. Oh, see, here's you called it. Here's the grand entrance, and yeah, exactly. He's got his own music playing on his iPod. Turn off the speaker, will you? Get some headphones on.
Superstar status, Fearon? Really?
Hold on, you gotta Nick, you want to pot him up?
No.
No?
I'll do it.
Okay, there you go.
Really, Fearon? Superstar status? I had a soccer game running a little bit late, but thanks.
Okay, I didn't know and I didn't hear from you.
Why did the game run late? Why did the game run late?
Because
it probably had extra time. You know how these soccer games are. You saw the World Cup.
In other words, why didn't you kick a goal and get it done with?
Because I was playing goalie.
That does make it tough.
That makes it very tough.
You could have let one through.
He's not doing the job in soccer. Come on now. Wrestling is one thing, but not in soccer. That's for sure. All right, Lucas is getting his act together here. Fortunately, you didn't miss a whole lot. Just me wondering where the heck you were.
Yeah, I heard the thing on the way up from the soccer game. Decided to tune in.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, very, very good. So
nice to know that you're the lead story, or at least it's like Sapphire from SummerSlam '90.
You were probably blowing up my phone too. I left it at home. It was charging, and I just,
Yeah, you'll see the missed phone calls
and where the bleep are you sort of deal.
No, I didn't get that. I didn't get that cross. No. I don't know. We'll discuss more of that during a commercial break or something. But in a follow-up from last week, Jake the Snake Roberts, of course, he was hospitalized as of last week. Oh, here's the follow-up from it. His health is improving. He was taken off of a ventilator sooner than expected. This is all according to, I'm never good at pronouncing his name, but the wrestler who was known in WWE as Kazarni, who I guess accompanied Jake to an event that was going to be going on in Las Vegas, and all this stuff broke down. But he is scheduled to be moved out of the intensive care unit by the weekend. So I guess that would mean sometime between now and the end of this weekend. And will remain hospitalized for observation until next week. And in addition to Roberts having double pneumonia, which I can't imagine the level of suck that is. Doctors are concerned about the condition of Robert's kidneys. So I know more health issues, more of an uphill climb for Jake the Snake. Plus that mass that was found in Jake Roberts' brain that we were talking a little bit about last week. Tests can't be performed on that until the pneumonia has completely subsided. So that's just kind of...
The thing about Jake Roberts is, he's a fighter. He's a fighter. He's a survivor. He's gonna push through. He's made it through everything else. Why can't he make it through this?
That's kind of my thought. Although one of my friends on Facebook who... I'll withhold the name to protect the guilty. Had already dropped the RIP last week on him. I'm thinking, dude, what are you doing? What's the matter with you? So many things. But again, I'll withhold his name to protect his guilt. I'm sure he's feeling very sorry at this point for it.
A bit Richardish, right?
Yes, very Richardish. Very good. So, how about this for a WWE publicity stunt gone wrong? We'll go ahead and get right into this.
I'm thinking, is it the one with the guy where he held up a sign, I'd rather be...
No. We'll get into that in a little bit, too.
It's the other one.
Well, I know. There are a few WWE publicity stunts over the course of this week. They're trying to jam-pack this coming Monday's Raw. They're calling it the season premiere, even though there's no off-season for WWE. Yeah. But I guess to try to compete with Monday Night Football, the doubleheader that's going on this Monday, well, they're just throwing everything but the kitchen sink out there, including
the fact that because Total Divas, premiered this.
Well, Total Divas, the new season premieres tomorrow, so they've got that all going on, and that has affected a lot of what you saw on Raw the last week or so. But this past Monday, I have to give out about this a little bit. WWE issued a public invitation to NFL rookie defensive lineman Michael Sam to appear on this upcoming Monday's Raw. Now, for those who pay little attention to mainstream sports or media in general, Michael Sam was the first openly gay player in history to be drafted by an NFL team. However, Sam was released by the team that drafted him, the St. Louis Rams, last Saturday. So WWE felt they could capitalize on Sam's 15 minutes of professional football fame. Stephanie McMahon even wrote an open letter to Sam on WWE.com praising his courage and status as a role model. And Sam hadn't responded nor acknowledged the invitation, and for good reason, because this past Wednesday, Michael Sam was signed to the practice squad of the Dallas Cowboys. So Michael Sam's back in the NFL, and WWE looks foolish trying to garner cheap ratings to challenge this Monday's NFL doubleheader.
But it seems that WWE is trying to pick up the pieces because despite Sam signing with the Dallas Cowboys practice squad, WWE offered that essentially was what it...
It was a public rain check, basically.
A statement on WWE.
You don't have to show up now, but somewhere down the road, maybe.
Its statement on WWE's website reads, "Congratulations to Michael Sam on signing with the Dallas..." I'm a mess today. Signing with the Dallas Cowboys. WWE will extend its invitation to appear on any future Monday Night Raw he wishes. We offer our support to Michael as he continues his journey.
Yeah, so so you can show up on a future Raw of your choosing if you'd like. I mean, I don't know. Is there any real connection between WWE and Michael Sam? Like, I don't think. I mean, it's not. It'd be one thing if they were extending it to who's the linebacker? Was it James Laurinaitis? Who his, I think, dad and uncle were both wrestlers, and he thought about getting into wrestling for a little bit. He got drafted. I think it might have also been by the Rams a couple of years ago.
But the thing is, like, and I know WWE looks foolish, but at the same time, I don't think they're trying to go for a PC thing. I think in any situation, I feel like they're just trying to extend an olive branch because the guy, like, imagine what Michael Sam was going through at the time. He was going to make it in the NFL. The Rams released him, and I feel like WWE just wanted to extend an invitation just to be like,
hey, don't feel so bad. If the NFL doesn't want you, we'll take you. Is that where they were kind of going with it?
No, but I think it's like, look, I think it's the fact that they're just going to say, like, there's somebody here that wants to make you a big thing.
Well, I mean, ESPN was doing enough of that. I mean, when he was in St. Louis Rams camp, they were at the camp reporting who Sam was showering with. That was a story.
Well, that's
according to
bull-
ESPN.
well, that's
that
crazy
was,
bull
I know,
crap,
that's
though.
nonsense, but
That's not what WWE would do, though.
no, of course, if they did, it would fly in the face of everything that they did and said with Darren Young when he came out of the closet.
Yeah. But because it's ESPN, you know, nobody seems to bat an eye.
Yeah, most certainly. Okay, Nick Catali's working on some things here. Yeah, James Laurinaitis, that's who I was talking about, who also, oddly enough, plays for the Rams. But yeah, I always get these mixed up. Is it his dad? I believe is. That's right. His dad is a Road Warrior Animal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't know if Yeah, James Laurinaitis, who plays for the St. Louis Rams. His dad is Road Warrior Animal from the Legion of Doom, and his uncle is Mr. People Power himself, John Laurinaitis.
His uncle is. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, Laurinaitis, that would make sense of his.
Yeah, a pretty notable name. So, and if the NFL didn't work out for him, he was thinking of following in his dad and uncle's footsteps. But for now, he's doing his thing with the St. Louis Rams.
I was looking over the notes, considering Punk's my guy. Can we do a little bit of a Punk update?
Oh, we'll save that for the second segment.
All right.
Yeah, give you a chance to, again, settle in because you're literally fresh off the pitch and into the studio here, ready to bitch.
We're allowed to say that?
It rhymed.
Okay.
I went with it.
So, let's see. Why don't we go for some Raw results then?
Well, actually, let me get what I'm on this whole publicity stunt thing. I still have a little bit more to give out on that. Now that Nick's had a chance to kind of chime in and chime out.
Well, because the phone started
the
ringing.
phones were ringing, and we got.
So I missed it.
Excuse me for trying to rewire the show. My bad.
You're always wired.
Yeah.
No, the Michael Sam, the linebacker that the openly gay linebacker for the NFL, was drafted by the Rams, cut, and then picked up by the Dallas Cowboys for their practice squad. WWE offered him an invite to appear on this Monday's Raw. This was before he was signed by the Dallas Cowboys for their practice squad.
Okay.
So, I don't know. I think it was just kind of hey, you could tune in to watch actual NFL, or you could watch the gay football player that everybody's all hyped about on our show. I don't know. It just seems kind of cheap and chintzy on WWE's part to kind of...
Like that matters.
Yeah, well, I know. But I mean, to kind of latch on to the as I put it, the 15 minutes of pro football fame for Michael Sam. I mean, ESPN was way over the top with it. I mentioned that at one point, while he was still with the Rams during training camp, they had reported who was and wasn't showering with Michael Sam because, I thought you'd get a kick out of that. Stay classy, four-letter network.
I can't help it.
Stay classy.
Oh, my God. That's a real issue? That's a sports issue?
Apparently.
Maybe, I don't know. This sounded funny, I guess.
It's funny because it's ridiculous. It's just like I said, it's cheap, it's chintzy, it's latching out to pretty much nothing. And as if that cheap ratings ploy wasn't enough, WWE has announced that talk show host Jerry Springer will appear on this Monday's Raw.
Oh, no.
Jerry.
23 years and he still has that show on the air. I thought it was canceled a few years ago, but apparently it is still in syndication. I guess I don't watch enough of daytime TV.
It's the same thing day in and day out. And like...
I know. How many transgender midget strippers can you have in the country?
Lady and I were talking one day about it, and I said, listen, and we were talking about the show, and I said, I really don't watch it. I mean, I did. I mean, I have. Mm-hmm. I said, but if I want to fight you, I would fight you right here. I got to go halfway across the country to run across the stage to get
let's go all the way up to Stamford, Connecticut. That's probably what it was, because WWE headquarters is in Stamford, and in the same town is where they record Jerry Springer.
Right,
so.
And I didn't know that. No. I did not know it was in Stamford, Connecticut.
Well, I think for a while it was in Chicago.
That's
and
what
then
I thought. That's why I said halfway across the country.
They moved to Stamford, Connecticut.
Yes, now you know I don't know what's going on. I like Stamford, Connecticut. It's a nice place. It's a shame. No, actually, I don't. some of these guys, Jerry and Maury, they got the easiest jobs in the world. I mean, geez, oh man.
Yeah, they just ask they just kind of set up the questions, and
I noticed. I think even Maury's got fighting on his show now. I think, or somebody else. Or
well, usually it's with the baby mama and the potential baby daddies.
Oh God!
Words I never thought I would say on this show.
Right, yeah. Let's get back to wrestling.
That's not a bad idea, but yes, Springer will moderate a discussion. Yes,
you brought it up.
Well, yeah, because he's advertised to appear this Monday.
I'm kidding with you, Fearon. Actually, I'm just kidding with you.
But he's going to moderate a discussion between Brie Bella and Nikki Bella, the feuding twin sisters. And this isn't Springer's first go with the WWE, as he was previously a guest host of Monday Night Raw back in February of 2010. So
I wasn't in touch, I guess. I must have been working that night or something.
I was here and I barely remember it. Well, I wasn't here for Raw, but I here discussing it after. I think it might have been during the Richie Bleiweiss years. Give you an idea how far back that was.
Oh God!
Speaking of Richie, how's he doing with that whole wings thing?
Well, he's working on getting over it, as a lot of people. I don't think have I talked about it here on the show. I don't know. I know that we plugged the Philadelphia Wings lacrosse team. It was something that Richie was involved with and worked for, but they up and relocated. They're now playing up in the Mohegan Sun in Connecticut. As a team yet to be named. So the Philadelphia Wings, after 28 years, no longer in Philadelphia. And, that sucks. Yeah. So, oh well, I'll have to put my season ticket money into something else. I don't know. WWE's coming to town soon. Maybe I'll buy some decent seats for that. Who knows?
Mean, SummerSlam's coming to Meadowlands next year. We could save them for that. Get some tickets to Action.
Oh, there you go.
Get some press passes. Come on, I'm serious. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to a lot of things that are happening. Hopefully the Rumbles in Philly, we can go to that.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk about that, and doggone it. All right, I'll have to during the commercial break. All right, it's a little bit later this hour. We've got tickets to give away, and I left.
Give them to me. I'll take them. Only kidding.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Do you feel like going all the way down to Atlantic City?
I actually,
I've been there.
I might have a couple of bites on those tickets. So,
well, yeah, I'm sure we will. People love free things, so we'll get to that a little bit later.
Some of my friends are like, I have a friend that's, they're big wrestling fans.
I'm sure they are.
What's that supposed to mean, Fearon?
Doesn't mean just because they're friends of yours that I'm going to give them tickets. It's not necessarily how this whole thing works. All right, we're late for a break as I'm getting the signal here. So let's go ahead and take care of that. We'll get to your boy CM Punk's big story and why legal is involved.
Oh God.
Yeah. Also, as mentioned earlier, a highly touted NXT talent breaking his leg at a house show. TNA-themed online gambling coming soon. A new movie role for The Rock.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about that. We've got stocks to talk about, Monster Factory, George's Cards and Collectibles.
Have you announced anyone new for Sun? You'll get to that.
We'll get to that, yes.
That's what I was saying. You'll get to that after the break.
Yeah, this is letting people know what's coming up. And a rather innocuous sign, if you missed it on Raw, we're definitely going to get into that because that had me cracking up. And apparently there was a bit of a follow-up to it as well. The fan not exactly happy with the way WWE treated him over their disapproval of his sign. So a lot still to get into, and an interesting question on the Facebook fan page that I will... I've addressed it before, and I hate to go back there, but I will for the purpose of information, and that's what we do here. Let's just say it involves Sean Waltman and a very unfortunate injury. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, you know the one.
Yeah, I told my friend about that.
We'll get into that as well. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
I mean, I love Harry Potter.
I saw Harry and Tano.
I saw Harry Callis.
Well, good.
I got nothing. Apparently, I haven't seen too many hairy anythings.
I want to keep my mouth shut.
No, Lucas, no. This is not that kind of show.
And now, more Pro Wrestling Weekly with your host, Fearon Derry.
What's the matter with you?
That was the funniest
Everything.
one yet.
Everything is the matter with
And you weren't even trying.
Welcome back to Nightstand.
I'm still keeping my mouth shut.
I'm apparently
Who's that
Dick
obnoxious
Dietrich.
guy back there laughing? I don't
know. I think it's Jeff Bridges.
Oh, my God. He's laughing. Obnoxious.
Joined as ever by Lucas the Intern.
Thank you.
That works.
Yeah.
And Nick Cataldi.
Hey.
After what I just heard, yeah, you know.
There you go. Playing it humble. Very good.
Yeah.
I'm your host, Fearon Dick Dietrich Derry. I was actually, after we had that discussion last week, I actually put on YouTube an episode of Nightstand and was just cracking up.
I thought that was hysterical, Nightstand.
Oh, it is.
It was, but it was unfortunately the kind of a show that, then again, why wouldn't it last? All the stuff Spoof has lasted. I mean,
yes, we just said Jerry Springer, 23 years and still
Maury,
going.
and Maury, I think, has the easiest job in the country.
Yeah.
For
All he has to
money.
do is have the production company pay for paternity tests.
Yeah, exactly. You are the father. You're not the father.
Yeah.
Jeez, oh, man.
Exactly.
I wonder if he goes home and says to Connie, are they still married?
I have no idea.
Well, he just go home and say, I had a tough day today. I mean, I can't imagine. You know?
You want to talk about tough days. Now,
wonder if it's
earlier this week,
God
Bob on
he
the
has an illegitimate child. His ratings are going to go like, oh, am I the father? I'm not the father.
Yeah, see if Maury is or is not the father.
Yeah,
I don't think that's happening.
That would work. That would be a good one.
It'd be a good series finale, something like that.
Maury's the father. Great.
Listen, the guy works 1 hour a day. He's going to be doing it the rest of his life.
Yeah, exactly. He's already up there. But no, Bob posting earlier this week on the Pro Wrestling Weekly Facebook fan page, speaking of having a tough day, he said, just read a list of wrestling's worst accidents. Did Sean Waltman tear his anus?
Ooh.
The answer to that is yes. In attempting his Bronco Buster, I think it was at an independent show a couple of years ago now, maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, he overshot. You know how he's supposed to kind of land on the person's torso? He kind of overshot and instead went past the individual and landed, for lack of a better term, landed hole first right on that little bracket that connects the turnbuckle corner.
Ow!
And yeah, needless to say, yeah, there was. He to his credit, he finished the match, but
was there blood coming out of him? I mean, I don't mean to be gross. I'm just kind of curious.
There was a red spot. But talk about a tough guy.
That hurt just hearing about it. Just hearing about it hurt.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I know. I probably was a bit more graphic. I could have just used Eric from the Minnesota Wrecking Crew's answer of yes by giving the Bronco Buster, but you have to, in radio, you have to paint a picture with words, and in this case, what a picture.
You used a lot.
I broke my tailbone once and it hurt. I can only imagine what he went through.
So I mean, anybody who doubts X-Pac's toughness, I mean, try literally getting ripped open a new one. I mean, that's I know that these sometimes these lines just write themselves.
Oh, I'll tell you, I like that one.
There was one in class.
The line, not what happened to him.
I was gonna say
those lines. Right, I had one of those in science class yesterday. This kid was like, my friend. He's on the football team, and he was using those chapsticks that come in those little egg-shaped things now. It was and he was talking to this girl how he's got the pomegranate. I'm just like, dude, what the heck? He's like, oh, you want a smoochie? Looks? I'm like, yeah, you can write up kiss my,
there we go.
Great. And we were all laughing. And then he beat me up in the parking lot later, but that's beside the point.
Oh, when will you learn? Actually, speaking of this guy didn't necessarily get his butt kicked, but he kind of put himself into infamy this past Monday on Raw. It was rather innocuous, and you had to kind of scroll through. The best time to see it was apparently during the Divas segment in the ring. Well, I think it was the first Divas segment, as they had, 2 or 3, it felt like, over the course of the Raw. But a fan was kicked out of Raw for holding up a sign that read, and I quote, "I could be home watching Nitro for $9.99. Kind of playing a little bit of a nod to WWE. Well, first of all, the network and how they've been egregiously pimping the WWE network and the $9.99 cost. But the fact that they just recently added old episodes of WCW Monday Nitro from the mid-'90s.
Yeah, but what exactly is the problem with that they had to give him so much crap?
It's the fact that, though it's in a very humorous way, and I'll have to admit I cracked up when I saw it, he's expressing his displeasure with the current product in the ring by saying, had I not paid for my ticket to see this live, I could be at home watching Nitro from 18, 19 years ago.
But you're still giving WWE money.
True, but at the same token, you're giving them money and then ripping on them.
They make a lot more money for a live performance than they do for
True.
For the $9.99 that people pay on the pay for the network.
Exactly. Still in all.
So he then posted to Reddit slamming WWE for kicking him out.
Reddit, definitely. That definitely seems like a plausible human being. Oh my God,
Well, I was going to say, I'm going to do my best to clean this up because there is a lot of cleaning up to. He said, I got threatened with arrest. Yeah, apparently the WWE security threatened to arrest him.
What can you arrest him for?
They tried getting my ID for records. F the entire company. They kicked me out because of the sign. It's fine that I got kicked out, but trying to bully me, bring it.
Well, what could they arrest him for, honestly? I don't really know.
I don't know. I mean, if they really wanted to do something ticky-tack, it could be, a public disturbance or something.
Actually, there was
I think they were just trying to use it as a leverage ploy, and that they didn't really have any. But he called their bluff. There is
a freedom of speech thing. I mean, an issue.
Exactly. Yeah. There's a First Amendment, and that's. Right. I'm sure if this guy had a bit more tact, he probably could have gone that route. But instead,
posted to Reddit.
He posts to Reddit and uses a lot of profanity.
Well, that's not cool. Huh?
Yeah, the piece of S guy in the suit with the WWE logo on his suit is a little B yes man for Vince. They threatened me with everything in the book, and I walked out of the arena on my own will. F Vince, Trips, and Steph. And they,
something.
I'm not. There's no way I can clean that up, but basically he has 4 words for them instead of 2. We'll put it that way, and also calls them. Word that's very popular from the folks at OSW Review.
Yeah.
There we
Especially
go.
for Hulk Hogan.
Yes, exactly. He goes on to say, they came up to me about 9 p.m. and were like, give me the signs. I was like, which one? They took one of the 3 I had and walked away. 2 minutes later, they came back with a big black guy in a suit and asked me to follow them, which I didn't. I told them to F off. What a classy guy. Which they threatened me with arrest. He uses which a lot. They threatened me with arrest, and I laughed in their face. After about 5 minutes of time being X-Pac injuries, I walked to the area where they sell everything and tried talking to them. All I got was surrounded by individuals in suits telling me WWE didn't like me and wanted me gone. I refused to leave and begged them to bring the Des Moines Police Department so I could be taken to jail, and they wouldn't. I walked out on my own free will after being fed up with the BS, F the WWE, and their bullying. That from the Reddit fan who had the I could be home watching Nitro for $9.99 sign and was ejected from Monday Night Raw this past Monday.
Here's the thing, and I'm not going to play devil's advocate, but if... Okay.
Good, because we got a show to do.
If they're already mad at you, I wouldn't...
further antagonize them?
I wouldn't further suggest that you tell them to F off. That's going to
Don't poke the bear? Is that kind of where you're...
Don't poke the mama bear when she's already charging at you.
It makes sense. It's not like Vince was going to come up there or anything like that.
Oh, what do I have to do with
You're ejected. No, that wouldn't exactly go over well. Although it would be kind of funny. All right, you've been clamoring at this for a little bit. Do you want to talk about your boy CM Punk?
Yes, I do. Although this is a bit of a a stay classy moment from CM Punk. You know, I still like him. So, CM Punk's lawyers send letter concerning the royalties of WWE 2K15. The lawyers representing CM Punk have sent a 22-page letter to WWE's legal department concerning royalties from the use of Punk's name and likeness in the upcoming WWE 2K15 game. According to Dave Meltzer of the WWE, the Wrestling Observer.
Yeah, it seems like the WWE Observer at times, but yes, of the Wrestling Observer. Good old Meltzer. So this is going to be like a he said kind of thing, as Punk is saying, WWE is saying, well, we don't owe you the royalties because you walked out, you breached your contract, and Punk's side is saying, well, no, I didn't breach the contract, I retired, and I still should have the right to use or be compensated for my likeness being used in the game.
But at the same time, they do have a point that the programming and stuff and all the things made for the game were made before Punk walked out.
It's going to be a back and forth thing. I mean, no legal injunctions have been filed yet, but I'm sure it's going to get to that point, and as JR would say, it could get bowling shoe ugly.
Yeah.
That's a good phrase.
It is. You go to the alley and you use if you don't have your own shoes, you kind of rent the ones there, and they're usually that like maroonish green, like forest green kind of brown.
Yeah.
You've seen them. I mean,
I've seen it. I haven't been bowling in quite a while, but I know what you're talking.
But yeah, exactly. I could just paint that picture, and you immediately know the kind of shoes that they give out to you.
I had a pair of bowling shoes that they were only one color. They were like a tan or something, right? And I used to wear them as a regular shoe, and they were comfortable. I really were.
They're
but I think they're not meant to scuff up the lane. I don't know.
I'm not worried about scuffing up the sidewalk.
I call them bozos.
Yeah, true.
I just thought they were comfortable. They were very nice. They were tight, and they were comfortable.
Clown shoes, yes.
I call them bozos. Or maybe, I don't know. I can't think of another. Oh, crusties. We call them crusties. That doesn't sound right, though, considering you're wearing a shoe. So,
yeah, that kind of crusty. Oh gosh! All right, let me get into some other news and notes here. So, Alberto Del Rio, he's cleared by WWE to wrestle in Mexico.
Oh yeah, him and I think Ricardo Rodriguez is now wrestling. I don't know if it's for the same company, but like Ricardo Rodriguez is now wrestling as well.
Well, I mean that's what he wanted to do, and he was kind of saddled with the announcer gimmick. And then when he left Del Rio, I mean, he was kind of as high and dry as Virgil without Ted DiBiase.
Yeah. But it's like
the $10 man himself.
Yeah. I follow him on Instagram, and it was like he posted up a thing of Alberto Del Rio and a bunch of guys, and he wears like a luchador costume now. He wears a mask now, so I don't know.
Bueno, muy bueno.
Muy bueno.
Hey, watch it.
Ay, Dios mío.
Oh. Hey.
But yes, he is now wrestling as Alberto El Patron, which
I knew a Jeff Patron. Does that count?
I don't know, isn't Patron like a top shelf tequila?
Sounds more Italian.
I was gonna say, Lucas, you wouldn't know this, and if you do,
I watch a lot of commercials with Ray Liotta. I think
okay, fair enough. Point made.
If you don't get it, he does tequila commercials now. But
Yeah. But yeah, Alberto Rodriguez, a.k.a. Alberto Del Rio, Alberto El Patron, has reportedly been cleared of his WWE no-compete to wrestle clause in Mexico for the AAA promotion. Now, using the name Alberto El Patron, Rodriguez is scheduled to wrestle at AAA's shows on September 13th and 14th, next weekend, at the Hard Rock Riviera Maya. Del Rio is telling people that any legal issues he may have had with WWE had been resolved, and that's according to superluchas.net.
Yeah.
What a great, that's a nice little name for a website. Oh, goodness. So yeah, now that you're here and able to talk about it, your thoughts on meeting Eric Bischoff last week at George's Cards and Collectibles?
You know, I think I said one or two times that I didn't like Eric Bischoff. You know, that completely changed meeting Bischoff on Sunday because he was a really nice guy. And, you know, and I know I give out about that, and I become a hypocrite with it, sort of like. you never really know the person until you meet them. And
Very
he was
true.
a super nice guy. You know, somebody showed up late, and he's like, save the best for last. Gave him a picture, gave him an autograph. Like,
Oh, yeah, the little kid that showed up.
He was really, really nice guy.
Yeah, chatted with us a little bit about some of his ventures, one of which we'll talk about in a little bit. Plus, his brewing company is still going nicely in the Rocky Mountain area. The Buffalo Bill Cody beer?
Yeah, and I'm really glad to have met the guy. He also said he's making a wine.
Yeah, that should be interesting. But unfortunately, due to the different state distribution laws, I'll have to make my way out to Colorado or Wyoming or something to get a shot at it. I don't know. Well, Colorado's a very popular tourist attraction, apparently recently, even more so now, from what I've heard. Not sure why, though. I don't pay that much attention to the news. Moving on, The Rock reveals his DC Comics film role.
Shazam! Oh, you want me to do
Shit, I was trying to see where you were going with the Shazam.
Well, that's-
See, when you say Shazam, the first thing I think of is Peter Griffin and Shazam!
Dwayne The Rock Johnson announced that he
Pile.
would play the character Black Adam in the DC Comics film Shazam. Kneel at his feet or get crushed by his boot. Rock wrote on Twitter, "My honor to become hashtag Black Adam, hashtag the antihero, hashtag DC Comics." Ugh,
Yeah, I know with the hashtags.
The Rock had the option of playing either the hero or the villain, and he opted for the villain. Nice.
Yeah, I don't think
I
he'll be
still have to
throwing any Rudy Poos or Jabronis or Smackdowns or anything into the Shazam movie, though.
I still have to see Hercules. I really want to see that.
I haven't seen that, but I did go see Guardians of the Galaxy. I know. I actually saw a movie. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, but I wanted to go see it with you, and I need to see it still. I saw The Expendables 3, though. That was good. I liked it. I was complete, because I'm also an action movie, just complete fan. I was marking out the whole time.
The Expendables 3.
Oh, God. It was great. Ronda Rousey was in it, too. She was...
Yes. The female UFC fighter. But mentioning George's Cards and Collectibles, they have more stuff going on, including next Saturday. Holy cow. Is next Saturday the 13th already? Yes, it is. WWE Hall of Famer Tony Atlas. And, of course, that if it isn't trademarked, it should be laugh of his that I would attempt to mimic, but I would just fail miserably. But he'll be at George's in the Neshaminy Mall from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., and coming up a few weeks after that, Saturday, October 11th, the aforementioned Sean Waltman, all healed up from his injury, formerly known as X-Pac, will appear at George's in the Neshaminy Mall from 1 to 3 p.m., right after our show here. Excellent. Check out George's 3 locations for all your sports and wrestling memorabilia needs. Their original store at 7755 New Falls Road in Levittown, in the Oxford Valley Mall in the Sears Court on the lower level, and their newest location in the Neshaminy Mall in the movie theater wing. For more information on the upcoming Tony Atlas and X-Pac appearances, give George's a call at 215-943-2475 or visit them on the web at georgescollectibles.com. And as if that wasn't enough, Saturday, November 15th, Sinomania 8 from the Bucks County Technical High School, 610 Worcester Road, Fairless Hills, PA. The only announced guests so far, none other than former WWF Tag Team Champions Matt and Jeff, the Hardy Boys. But I would imagine after next week, once Tony Atlas is kind of out of the picture, we'll get a lot more information on what's going on with Sinomania as well. I mean, we're still 2 months away, so there's a lot going on. I know, you're still letting that sink in. All right, well, while you regain your composure, we'll take care of a timeout. We'll come back. We'll talk Monster Factory. We'll talk TNA online gambling. We'll talk a rather noted NXT talent breaking his leg at a house show, and somewhere Extreme Kyle is weeping in South Philly.
I
Yes.
miss Extreme Kyle. Him and Ryan. That was fun.
Yeah,
when we did that.
they're good lads. They're.
But I haven't slagged on Kyle. Like,
I know.
last time we saw
We'll get
Kyle
into that later.
was the
Plus,
Rumble.
crap, I still have those tickets to give away. I need to go grab those during this break now that I've got you all caught up on things. Let me grab those. On the other side, we've got tickets to WWE in Atlantic City to give away coming up in, I believe, 3 weeks from tonight. More on that on the other side. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Pro
Pro Wrestling Weekly presents Today in Wrestling History, September 6. On this date in 1999, WCW Monday Nitro aired live from Miami, Florida. In the main event, Goldberg, Hulk Hogan, and Sting defeated Diamond Dallas Page, Rick Steiner, and Sid Vicious in a steel cage match. On this date in 2001, the WWF aired the Bite This Tough Enough special. In the main event, Al Snow, Maven, and Taylor fought Chris Nowinski, Josh Matthews, and Nydia to a no contest. On this date in 2012, TNA Impact aired live from Orlando, Florida. In the main event, Christopher Daniels and Kazarian pinned Hernandez and Chavo Guerrero to retain the TNA World Tag Team Championship. This has been Today in Wrestling History, September 6.
You are listening to Pro Wrestling Weekly with Fearon Dairy.
Thank you very much, Eazy-E Eric Bischoff. Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Dairy here with you alongside Lucas the Intern, Nick Cataldi.
Yay!
Pushing buttons, turning dials, keeping us on the air, doing all kinds of producer-y things. All right, before we get back to some last-minute news and notes here, kind of a quiet week as far as the interactivity. Although it is kind of beautiful out and it's supposed to thunderstorm later, so I guess people are out and about now, or oot and a boot, as I've been getting my Canadian slagging about. But I don't know, I'm in the mood to give something away, and fortunately I have something to give away. WWE Wrestling returning to the Jersey Shore at the Atlantic City Boardwalk Hall 3 weeks from tonight, Saturday, September 27th, 7:30 p.m. bell time. You can see Roman Reigns against Randy Orton in a street fight, plus the Intercontinental Champion Dolph Ziggler against The Miz, and many more. Although that could be, of course, subject... Well, all the cards are subject to change, but with Night of Champions next week, who knows? You'll be seeing the rematch, but The Miz could hold the strap by that point. Tickets are available at the Atlantic City Boardwalk Hall or at Ticketmaster. Again, that's WWE, Saturday, September 27th, 7:30 p.m., You can get more information online at WWEAtlanticCity.com. But I'll take the first caller now, 215-949-3232, or toll free at 888-922-2149. And I've got a pair of tickets. Oh, this is in the 100 section, too. It's pretty low there. Not too bad. I've got a pair of tickets for WWE Live at the Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City. So you can go do a little gaming, I guess, as long as you're over 21. Sorry, Lucas. And check out some WWE action. So we'll get that going. And if not, I got a couple more weeks to give them away. Maybe I'll bring them with me to George's Cards and Collectibles next week when Tony Atlas is there. That's a possibility. We'll kick some things around. All right, some news and notes that I've been teasing over the course of the hour and don't want to forget because of my incompetence. Highly touted NXT talent breaks his leg at a house show. NXT performer Solomon Crow, formerly known as Sami Callihan, suffered a broken leg during his match at this past Sunday's house show. He reportedly came up lame after a head scissors maneuver in the ring, and the match was ended early. He took to Twitter a short time later from the hospital with several updates, including... chipped my tibia bone in my leg. Such a great birthday present. LOL. Hashtag caw caw. A couple of days later, Crow noted that his MRI results showed that surgery would not be required to repair the knee injury. No word was given, though, on when he will return to the ring. So, a tough break, but fortunately not as bad as it could be. Oh, goodness. Also, since I mentioned Eric Bischoff earlier, a TNA-themed online gambling. It's coming soon. MX Digital, which has been working with Eric Bischoff and Jason Hervey, announced a new agreement with William Hill, the notable sportsbook company based out of Las Vegas, that will lead to 6 branded games, including TNA Impact Wrestling, appearing on the online waged gaming service. Quote from Bischoff in a press release, placing 6 of our branded games with William Hill represents the most significant distribution agreement for our company and a major step forward in establishing MX Digital in the marketplace. He goes on to say, from its inception, our vision at MX Digital was to bring some of the best-known Hollywood brands of the world of online, waged, and social gaming, and the opportunity to reach the marketplace with William Hill is exciting for us and for our brand partners. Translation, it's good. Along with an Impact Wrestling game, there are online games focused on the comic franchise Blood Rain, the Blues Brothers, James Dean, Dennis Rodman, and Chuck Norris. So I guess if you get 3 roundhouse kicks in a row, if you're still alive, you'd win money. I don't know. I'm guessing it's like an online slot thing. I don't. I'm guessing. I don't know. I have no idea. Alrighty, so we'll go ahead and mail these tickets out. Congratulations, Ron from Morrisville. You've got the pair of tickets to WWE in the Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City coming up 3 weeks from tonight, September 27th. And again, for more ticket information, WWEAtlanticCity.com. You can get it at the Atlantic City Boardwalk Hall or at Ticketmaster. Should be some good stuff going on there. So, I haven't talked WWE stocks in a little bit. It's been about a month or so since mentioning it, but it's been slowly climbing about another $1 a share. It's up to $14.76 a share.
Nice.
Not doing too shabby. And, okay, what do we got? About 4 minutes left. Oh, birthdays. Holy crap. How quickly I forget. Now, I know this is your favorite, and I purposefully didn't include it in your notes because these are always a fun surprise. So on this date in 1958, Sione Velahi, at least I hope I'm pronouncing that right, or Velahi, known in the WWF and WCW as the Barbarian, one half of the tag team, the Powers of Pain, as well as the Faces of Fear in WCW, and Sione of the New Head Shrinkers when he was paired with the yet-to-be Rikishi Fatu.
Nice.
But yes, Sione, the Barbarian, turns 56 today.
We saw him at Wrestling
We
with
saw him
Disaster.
at Wrestling with Disaster. Yes, we did, along with the Warlord. I think there's a picture of, I think it's the Warlord choking me and the Barbarian putting a clubbing me in the head with something, if I remember right.
Yeah. Yeah,
19
Bob Uecker-like look.
Yes, I totally sold it with the Bob Uecker look. The tongue out, the bug eye, the whole bit. Classic moment from Wrestling with Disaster. And this date in 1961, WWE Hall of Famer and former 2-time WWF Women's Champion Wendy Richter.
What year?
1961 she was born. So she turns 53 today.
She was a cutie.
Yes, she was very, very popular with the as part of the Rock and Wrestling Connection in the mid '80s. It was Cyndi Lauper. The whole girls just want to have. I think actually, Cyndi Lauper was in her corner at the inaugural WrestleMania.
Yeah.
1979, Brandon Silvestri, formerly known in WWE as Caval and former 2-time TNA X Division champion Low Key. He turns 35 today. And on this date in 1980, former WWE Divas champion, the ever tone-deaf Jillian Hall, turns 34 today. And because you're such a big comedy buff, I have to include a comedian, or at least I try to every chance I get. On this date in 1958, same day as the Barbarian, comedian Jeff You Might Be a Redneck Foxworthy turns 56 today.
If your grandmother can properly execute the sleeper hold.
I'm getting tired of hearing about these celebrity types that are younger than me. It used to be when they were always older than me.
Oh, dear.
Now they're younger than me. I don't like this. I remember that when the president got elected. And I said to a friend of mine, let's give the kid a chance. And I thought, what did I just say? The president,
geez.
the first time in my life, the president was younger than me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Now, what I did some looking because I didn't want this to turn into a bunch of You Might Be a Redneck jokes based on Jeff Foxworthy, but there is one another one that I found that's tied into wrestling. According to Jeff Foxworthy, if you bought a VCR so you could tape wrestling while you are at work, you might be a redneck.
Yeah.
Well,
That's my feeble attempt at a Jeff Foxworthy impression. Except my voice wasn't nearly high enough.
Yeah. There was one of my favorites.
Make it quick because we only got about 30 seconds.
Like
Exactly.
If your dog stops to pee at the tree, and so do you, I think that's what.
Oh, jeez. This is already going downhill. All right, scheduling note. That'll take up 20 seconds. So next week, football season is upon us here at WBCB, and we occasionally get bitten by the preemption bug. So next week, the 13th, and the following week, the 20th, we will be cutting off at 12:45 for high school football action. So a slightly abbreviated show, so you'll want to get in early for those. And then the 27th, we are preempted because of Pennsbury High School football. It's not your alma mater. You're currently going there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. But, yeah, it's all your fault. It's all your school's fault.
27th, I'm actually going to be at that game, too.
Well, I'm not on the air, so maybe I'll be there, too. Who knows? One thing I do know, we'll be back next week from 12:05 to 12:45 for more Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB. Nick Cataldi is next with country music here on WBCB.
1490 WBCB, Levittown, Fairless Hills, Trenton.